Let's welcome in our former World Series champ with the Boston Red Sox, Will Middlebrooks. Now, you were fired up for the game last night. I mean, what's better than a good old Red Sox, Yankees, winner-take-all, sudden death rivalry game at Fenway Park? What'd you think?
All that you just said, and to kick off postseason baseball, this was good for the fans. It was good for the game. It was good for me because, you know, I picked the Sox. No big deal. Listen, this is amazing for the game of baseball. Just the fact that this rivalry has been going on for over 100 years, and that the bad blood between the two, we've seen everything in this rivalry, and that they have a chance to end the other season, it just adds more to it. So it was a great baseball game. Obviously, I'm a little biased, which I shouldn't be, but I am towards the Sox. So I enjoyed that game a little more than the Yankees fan, but that was a good ball game.
A natural bias, I would say. All right, let's dive a little bit deeper into this game. I want to start with Gerrit Cole here. You called it yesterday. You didn't think he was going to have a good game, and he didn't. Matched his shortest start of the season. You basically see him out there saying, I want out of this game. So what happened?
That was soft. I'm going to get straight to it. That's just soft right there. You are a leader of this team. You are an elite pitcher. You can't do that. You're down 3-0. It's 3-0. You've given up 4 hits. You've given up 3 runs. It's the 3rd inning. I get it. You're in a tough spot. You know how fast the Yankees can score 3 runs? One swing of the bat. That's been their MO all year. Look at them. I'm out. He quit. He had a mental collapse in the biggest game of the year. He is the highest paid and the most important pitcher, maybe the most important player on that team. If I'm his teammate, I'm not happy. I'm not happy and I'm disappointed. He's going to have a hard time looking his teammates in the eyes and say, I gave it everything I had, because he didn't.
I felt that, Will. I felt that. You would not be happy if Cole was your pitcher out there. All right. But despite Cole, the Yankees were still in the game, kind of going off of what you just said. In the 6th inning, maybe the most critical point of the game, it was 3-1. Stanton smacks that one off the wall. Judge gets thrown out at the plate. Break this one down for us.
Yeah, so he hits off the wall here. Now it's 3-1 here, so Stanton is the tying run at the plate. The outfielder and Bogarts are thinking, keep the runner at first, get him out at second, whatever it may be, because that's a tying run. Phil Nevin right here sees Bogarts pointing at second base, yelling 2, 2, 2, 2. When a third base coach sees that and the long hop, he's thinking the ball's going to check up, he's not going to get a clean relay, he's not going to make a good throw, or the ball's going to go through to second base because they know that's the tying run. That was the right call by Nevin. Bogarts made the great play there when he looked up and realized he actually did have time, and Stanton stopped at first base. It's a quick decision, but that's what elite shortstops do.
The Red Sox now going up against the top team in the AL, the Tampa Bay Rays, on Thursday night. Do you think the Sox can compete with them in the ALDS?
It's not going to be easy. I mean, this is one of the best teams in baseball, analytically driven, and it's worked for a couple of years now. This would have been tough for the Yankees as well. This is just a really good ball club. But if I'm looking at keys here for the Red Sox, it's got to be finding the right equation for the back end of that bullpen. In a perfect world, it's Adam Ottavino setting it up in the 8th and Matt Barnes coming in and shutting the door in the 9th. But they've been wildly inconsistent for half the season. Ottavino almost the whole season. So I think we're going to see a lot more of what we saw last night. Brazier coming in middle. Tanner Houck was a guy who's given them a lot of starts this year. So he's stretched out, his pitch count's up, he can give them multiple innings. And we're going to see Robles, who's been really good over the last month, and Garrett Whitlock in the last couple innings as well. I don't think there's going to be a defined closer. I think it's going to be mix and match with analytics and matchups, but those are the guys we're going to see more of. Now, for the Rays side of things, it's managing their starting pitching with their bullpen. Their bullpen through 703 innings this year. That leads baseball by a lot. This is coming off a year last year where they only played 60 games and only logged about 1/3 of the innings. This bullpen is taxed. They're tired. They'll never tell you that because they don't want to give you a leg up here. But they're going to have to trust their starting pitching a little bit more than we saw last year, especially knowing they don't have Blake Snell and Charlie Morton on the mound. So they're going to have to trust them a little bit longer because the deeper you get into these playoffs, that bullpen is going to start showing signs of being tired.
Before we move on, I want to just put a little bow on the Yankees season. So what are your thoughts on Aaron Boone's future? There's some that are questioning it.
I mean, understandably, I get that. It's the New York media. They expect a World Series title every single year. But I honestly, personally, don't think Aaron Boone is the problem here. And you're seeing guys like Aaron Judge come out and publicly have his back and say, he's our guy. I'm confident he's the right guy for the job. We want him here. He's the leader of our team. How is that going to look if you fire him after the leader of your team comes out and says that? That's going to look bad. Now, they don't have to fire him. They just don't have to extend him. His contract is up after this season. Brian Cashman, who I think is the root of the problem here, he built a one-dimensional offense that's really good at just hitting home runs. And if they don't hit home runs, they don't win. That's just facts. Cashman's contract isn't up until next year. So I definitely think they make some changes. I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't extend Boone, but I think the right move is bringing him back. That's the same manager who's won 100 games a couple of years in a row and got them to the playoffs over and over again.
All right, we're going to move on to the NL wild card here. We got the 106-win Dodgers facing off against the red-hot Cardinals. What's one key for each team going into tonight's game?
Mad Max Scherzer for the Dodgers. This is a big game pitcher. This goes beyond his ERA, his K/9, his WHIP. There's no stat line that's going to measure what he brings to a team in the postseason. He's pitched in so many big games in his career. He's pitched in elimination games just like this with the Nationals in 2019 when they won a World Series. He's been there before. That experience is huge, and his teammates know that, and their confidence in him allows them to play better as well. Now, for St. Louis, for you to beat Max Scherzer, you can't treat him like the rest of the elite arms in the league. And I can attest to this on a personal level. I've faced him a ton. He's punched my ticket plenty of times. Don't you worry. So I can tell you, you have to be patient. You can't go up there hacking first pitch, second pitch, trying to get a fastball in the zone thinking he's trying to get ahead of me. That's not how you work against Max Scherzer. He uses that to his advantage. He misses barrels. He gets you to chase. And then you look up in the 6th inning and he has 55 pitches and you go, oh no, I got at least 2 more innings of this now. The best way for them is to be patient, have longer at bats, get into that bullpen of the Dodgers that isn't quite as strong as their starting pitching.
As we tell our 3-year-old daughter, patience, patience, patience. All right, real quick, Will, about 30 seconds. Who are you taking tonight?
I know St. Louis is hot. I think they cooled off, though. We saw them lose a couple at the end. They rested their guys. I think that threw off that winning streak, threw off that winning vibe. I think they come back to earth a little bit. Wainwright will have a good game, but that's an experienced offense with the Dodgers. Dodgers take this one when Scherzer goes 7 strong.
All right, Will Middlebrooks, thanks for joining us here on CBS Sports HQ. That game starts at 8:10 p.m. tonight. We got some notable props for you. And you take a look at this list. Obviously, we got some top pitching on the board, but I really like the over 2.5 home runs at plus 125. Good stuff there.